In this video, we are going to be doing some problem solving with proportions. So let's look at example 1. The distance to Cedar Point is 625 miles and the distance to Kings Island is 522 miles. If it took 10 hours to drive to Cedar Point, how long would you estimate the drive to Kings Island to be? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my proportion to solve for x. And here I'm going to put all of my information for Cedar Point on the left side of my equation and all my information for my Kings Island on the right side. And so I'm going to set it up as 625 miles over 10 hours because that's how long it took to drive to Cedar Point. And then I have 522 miles over x, and that's what we were trying to find. We do not know how many hours it's going to take to get to Kings Island. And so I'm going to then drop my units. And so now I have a proportion that I'm going to solve. And to solve this equation, I'm going to use cross multiplication. And so I'm going to circle the numbers that I'm actually going to be multiplying together. And so I'm going to be putting those numbers in my red box on the left and my blue box on the right. And so the numbers that go in my red box, I'm going to do 625 times x. You need to make sure that you put an equal sign in between your boxes. And then you have in the blue box 522 times 10. Now I'm ready to simplify each box. So 625 times x is 625x. 522 times 10 is 5,220. Now I'm ready to solve for x, and so to solve this equation, it's a one-step equation, and I have to move the 625. Since it's being multiplied by x, I have to do division, so I'm going to divide both sides by 625, and when I do that, I'm going to get x to equal 8.352 hours, and it's okay if you get a decimal. All right, let's look at example 2. Dan is investing his money. He thinks that he should make $14 for every $551 he invests. How much does he expect to make on an investment of $2,204? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a proportion, and I'm going to be solving for x. And so I'm going to put $14 over 551 because that's how much he made on the $551 investment. And we're trying to find how much money could he make on the $2,204 investment. And so I'm going to drop my units, and now I have a proportion that I'm going to solve for x, and I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to circle the numbers I'm actually going to be multiplying together and set up my equation. And so the numbers are going to be on the left for my red, and my numbers on my right are going to be my blue numbers. And so I'm going to do in my red box 14 times 2,204, and in my blue box I'm going to do 551 times x. Now I'm ready to simplify each box. And so 14 times 2,204 is 30,856. 551 times x is just 551x. Now I have a one-step equation that I'm ready to solve for x. 551 is being multiplied by x. I got to get rid of that 551, and so I'm going to divide both sides by 551, and when I do this I get x to equal $56, so that's how much he could expect to make on the investment of $2,204.